IST Ramapuram campus in association with Skill Elevation team. It is an emotional and privileged moment for us to on inviting our very own alumni, Ms. Pallavi of batch 2018-21 as today's speaker. I now request our head Department of Computer Applications BCA to deliver the welcome note.
Yes, madam. Good morning, students. Good morning, everyone. It is my immense pleasure to welcome our alumni, BC alumni, 2017-20, I think 21. She was completed just before the last semester. She is well-known person for our campus. She is very much interested to motivate the students. Now I welcome Ms. Pallavi. See, the Department of Computer Application, SRMIST, Ramapuram campus, we are conducting number of events for students' benefits. It is one kind of alumni program. It is also association with the Skill Elevation Club. The name of the event is Reflection. Reflection in the sense, I think, towards internship to project, main project. Normally, there are two parameters are here. Internship and project. Students, those who are started internship initially, they are not aware about the importance of internship. After completing the internship, they are not getting clear idea. Somewhat they are learning some languages. Simply they are getting some certificates. Actually, the internship is very much important. It leads you to placements. So now the Department of Computer Applications insists the students from internship to project. That means your internship domain, your internship area. That means, for example, you are taking machine learning concepts in internship. The same domain you are going to do project in your sixth semester. That is very correct idea. This is what we are expecting from students. So we are arranging this program reflection for internship to project. So this is our aim. This is only reasons we are arranging the program like this. That's what we are giving the name like reflection. Students, here we have our alumni, Ms. Pallavi. She is going to explain about internship. What about the experience she got it during the period of internship and also in the time of project. So after completion of internship, students, you are going to choose project in the sixth semester. So it is very much important for your degree. So after completing degree, everyone they are asking about what is your project in BCA? What is the project you are completed in BCA? So your project must be a good one. So this is a correct time to choose. When we are starting internship, the same time you have to decide your project. Then you are working towards to achieve the both internship and project successfully. I think maximum of the students they are doing internship in our object automation company, MOU signed company. So the rest of the students they are doing internship in Udemy, Internsala, like online platforms. Anyway, it should be a successful one. That is what our expectations. Normally, the internship, in the sense, it is provide opportunity to learn from industry. So this is actually internship. In summer time we are initiated, but during pandemic we are not positioned to learn from industry this time. So that's what the last semester and this semester we allow the students to do internship through online. So even though we are doing online internship, we must learn something from the internship period. We must do something from the internship period. Finally, we do some task. Then we are going to submit as a report. So this is actually the correct objective. Those who are selecting internship. So there is no use at the time of submission of report. If you are mentioning in your resume, they are asking internship questions. What about your internship? How much? I think durations. Then what are the things you are learned? So everything they are asking in at the time of interview. So this session will help you to improvise your internship. At the same time, it leads you to the correct projects. Now I request Ms. Pallavi She is going to take this session.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Once again, Pallavi. Miss Pallavi is a known and popular personality in our campus. She has been MOCs for many events. She also has a very good academic record. We are very happy to have you as our speaker, Pallavi. I now invite Miss Pallavi to take over the session. Over to you, Pallavi.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning to one and all present here. So I'm so happy to have been given this opportunity by SRM institution, and I also thank my class teacher and HOD to have been given this opportunity. And I'm so glad that having been as a graduate a few months before and now as an alumni to give you really good insights and knowledge about my experience. So I shall start with the presentation. I'll share my screen. So I'm going to tell about reflection from internship to project out of my experience, what I've gone through throughout the whole procedure. So I'll be covering these topics, computer applications and the future insights. Why are internships so important while pursuing graduation? And what do you gain from internships and how do they impact in your resume? So when you do an internships, how do they impact in your resume and how do you create that kind of a CV? And I've done a Coursera course that I'll be showing the screenshots and also my final project that I've worked on. So what is the future? So when you think what exactly is booming and the future opportunities after BCA, you all must be wondering what's next. I was also in the same state while pursuing my degree, and now I'm so happy to share the below insights and also going ahead with the course about job opportunities, facilities, internships, and most of the value-added skills will be mentioned by me. So let us begin. So as you see, the kind of subjects and languages that you will be learning throughout your BCA for the entire 3-year program, and the interns not only gain technical knowledge within the industry of their choice. So the students who opt for this kind of course during their skills, and the information not only about computer and information technology, but also in communication, organization, and management. So those who are interested in studying deep knowledge of these languages and subjects that I've mentioned and more, they shall pursue MCA after BCA. And this BCA makes basically like a base for you to go throughout these subjects, while MCA adds on as a specialized touch in the subjects that everything that you cover in during your BCA period. We also know that most of the companies wants to functionalize in its best of its way possible, but for that to happen, everything works on storage and data. So we are also in need of data scientists, data engineers, data analysts to predict and analyze most of their institutional data in a bigger space. And this can also be done to evaluate, their business strategies and earn revenue. So there's a lot of great future for those who are pursuing BCA like me and also like you. And you can also pursue MCA after that. And so many job opportunities are now required for those who are pursuing in data science, data engineering. So if you want to get into technical, it's great. And if you want to get into management like me, I'm into sales and marketing field. So why are internships important while pursuing graduation? So to tell about me, I started going to an intern during my first year of BCA itself. So I started as a data analyst and then I went into HR, then I've done into marketing internship. So if you think about me, I've done my internship in different fields to know which I'm good at. So, and now I know at the end of the third year, I know that sales is great for me because I really like talking. I like interacting with people. So you get to know yourself much better than what you were as a student during the college itself. So when you study theory, you'll you'll just learn and put them into your brain. So, and that's it, you cannot apply anywhere in physical world. So internship basically brings that, application of theory in real exposure than just books, as I mentioned. And also the skills that you required. So there are a lot of competitors like you. There are from other colleges, there are from other institutions where there's a lot of competition among the students. So you'll have to require that kind of skills, because nowadays the companies are all asking for an internship where you must be knowing what's happening in and around in a company. And that's the kind of competition you have to be selected in any kind of interview. So yeah, interns just gain the technical knowledge within the industry of their choice, but they also know how to interact with professionals. So when you get into a company, you'll have to know how do you talk to professionals, or whether it's say colleagues, boss, or even the slightest work person who is working there. You'll have to interact with them. You'll have to know how to interact and communicate. That's the most important thing that I don't think college would teach you that, because that's all again your exposure that you'll have to develop within yourself. And in any kind of workplace setting and develop, you'll have to develop essential soft skills like time management or organization, adaptability, problem solving, teamwork and leadership. And most of the important qualities of taking a leadership and teamwork will be helping so that you can lead a team. So you also need above skills which I mentioned, like improving your CV. You'll have to build networks. You'll have to boost your confidence, because you're just a student, and I'm sure, like, I was also in your state. So definitely you'll need that internship. And also in many companies, they'll just treat you as a student during your internship. So you can learn, you can make mistakes, you can ask any of them any doubts, whatever issues you have the full facility to do that. So, and also I mentioned building networks is so important, because during my internship I had a lot of networks. So I was on LinkedIn and I started reaching out to so many people, like, say, from the smallest position to the largest, till the boss or till VP directors. So I started interacting with them. So when you interact with such professions, you get to know what is in and around going in a society, and what's booming and what's good for you. So you just don't know what you might become. You might get into work, you might get into being in HR, or even if you're doing BCA, you don't know what you're good at. So doing these internships makes you identify what you are as a person. So yeah. And also the letter of recommendation. So in case you're doing in a pretty reputed company, you can also ask your the vice chairman or any of the designation to give you a letter of recommendation. So in case you're planning for your hires like masters or MBA, or even if you're going to another company, this letter of recommendation is highly valued, including the resume that you produce to the next institution. So yeah, we'll go to the next slide. So what do we gain from internships, and how do they impact on your resume? So as I said again, so internships are pretty much very important in your resume. So when I was in second year itself, we had a lot of companies that came to our college, and we had to attend. So every HR asked one thing: so what did you learn in internship? I inquired my other friends, and those who didn't do an internship didn't have a pretty positive side or positive result. And as I said, internships are pretty important. And now that I'm graduate, every company is asking, what did I learn more in internship, and how do you perform as a person? Who are you? Generally in internships, they don't ask you what's your technical knowledge. I mean, that is a part of it, part of an interview. It might be around 20%, but they generally see what are your soft skills and how's your verbal communication, how do you interact with colleagues. It might not be professional as you think, but you'll have to the kind of decision making that I've mentioned, and you'll have to be very confident during an interview, and all the teamwork that you've been doing with your friends. And one more thing I would like to add on about project is just not a simple project that you think, just collecting information, running a program, showing it to your teacher. That's not how it's done. when you're doing a project, you interact with your friends, so 2 to 3 people. You check in Google, you check with other friends, you check with your seniors, how do you do, and the kind of teamwork that you do and the kind of learning that you get from your friends is more high than when you do as an individual. Or all the research process itself gives you a lot of insights, and which makes you a better person to explain during any interviews. When the HR asks you, like, what did you do during your project, you just cannot be like, this is what the program that I ran using Python or using different languages. So that is a must. So, and yeah, time management and punctuality is really important, because this is like the most that they see from you. So during the initial stages of any company, they'll see all of your conference, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way you interact with colleagues. And also, it's a problem if you don't interact with anyone, just be a shy type person, just sit in a table and just do your work. So even if you do your work super good, but yeah, it's not advised. You'll have to interact with a lot of people. So that's how a corporate world runs. And yeah, you'll have to be able to interact with everyone, as I said, with every gender respectively. So that's how internships are pretty important out of my experience. And yeah, it is important for all of you who are studying. So I'll show you the Coursera courses that I've done. So due to the pandemic, we couldn't do an internship, as in we couldn't go physically to any other company and do an internship. So our professors asked us to do a course in Coursera. So me and my team and also my classmates took this Python for Everybody course, which is still available in Coursera. So we ran few codings, we learned a lot of insights, and to some extent you can learn about Python and you can have some good knowledge about it. And that's my certificate. So this is the project's front page, and we worked with Agastya sir and also Kavita ma'am. So it was a great exposure for myself. We had to meet our professor, as in the charge, many times, and we had to discuss about all the project necessity things, and we had to run a lot many times of programs to get a perfect picture, which I'll be showing you the output. So we worked in a secure transfer authentication scheme using blockchain technology. So the main goal of this project is to support the users in selecting better and safe passwords. And the user will also click on a particular page of the image to confirm the authentication. So the persuasive, the queued clicked points will provide a series of images. So that's the kind of concept that we have inculcated, for the security management, or if any fraud who's trying to get into your account and transfer the money. So that's the kind of authentication system that we created using the blockchain technology. So these are the kind of some of the snippets of what we have done. Like, existing system is what which already existed, and the proposed system is what we have inculcated in our project. And there's both advantages and disadvantage of what happened previously. So these are the requirements, as in the components that we used during a project. So this is how the front-end design looked like. So you put in your customer ID as the same, like when you go to a HDFC bank or any bank, when you want to transfer, you just have to log in and it shows a customer ID and password. So when you log in, you get a kind of an OTP message or a beep sound in your system that you have entered into your account. And if it's not you, we have 2-3 kind of login slides where you won't be able to log in further if you don't know the correct information of the account holder. So after you log in, if this is your picture, you'll have to click in. And this is how a backend design looked like. So for the project, the whole execution part to run, we had to create the backend design, and we had to enter a lot of codes and database designs. And as you can see, the transaction IDs. Yeah, so this is one slide of what our coding runs, but our coding was almost for 20 slides or so. It was pretty long, but yeah, so this is just an example. So this is how our execution was, as in from the account number, from an account to an account, and the names that who are mentioned, who's transferring to whom, and the amount. You can also click into your transaction history and check the amount that's been transformed, and you can also view your balance, and yeah, the time and date, everything will be mentioned. So just like the same transfer authentication system in any banks, or even in Google Pay, every pay phone and stuff. Yeah, so all of this, you'll have the transaction data and all that. So this is what we have implemented during the project. So yeah, this is the end. So in case you have any issues or any inquiries about internships or projects, or if you want any contacts to work in, I have built a really good networking system by now, by the end of 3 years. So in case you really want any help with anything, I'll be so happy to help all of you. You can approach me in these social handles, and yeah, I'll be available for you. You can drop me an mail, or you can reach me out in Instagram or LinkedIn, so you can note these down. And yeah, you can approach me anytime. And thank you so much. I hope this session was really good, and full of insights for you. You can, as I say again, Google is the best friend for you. You can Google anything what you want, and gain a lot of knowledge from that. That's a better guide to you. So yeah, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, Pallavi. Students, do you have any doubt? You can just discuss with her. Like, because you people are in internship phase, and if you have any difficulty, or you're facing some difficulty in internship, or selecting the organization related to your internship, you can just have a discussion with her. You can even use.
Question in the case, any question you can ask regarding internship and project. Pallavi.
Yes, sir.
You can share your experience, how the internship period, every presentation, how the preparations.
Okay, so first, in my first year, I worked in a company called iCare. So that was, I guess you all must be knowing that when you enter any institutional website, you see this A plus rank, the kind of grading system that we give to all over Indian institutions. So I worked there under the vice chairman of Dr. Karthik, and he's a very influential person. So to have networks like him is really hard. I mean, generally when you go to such person, it's not so easy. He's got contacts with even our Prime Minister Modi, and even Ambani, or anyone. Yeah, so if you see the top influential people, he's got all of his contacts. So I was working under him directly. So I was a data analyst. I was just so new to college, and even the internship, it was my very first internship. So I was most scared. I didn't even know how to talk. I was not even bold. I was not even confident. I didn't know how to talk to him. I didn't know the kind of respect that you give to such kind of a person. So everything, I worked for 3 months, and I learned a lot, how to interact with such kind of a person, and with your colleagues, how do you talk, and how do you present yourself in an office. And we also had good opportunities given by him, as in we had to make some presentations. We had to perform before 5 people. I was really with low self-esteem, and I was shivering, in fact, during that presentation. And public speaking was not something that I was used to before. So because of all of that, my colleagues also helped me overcome that. And now I couldn't have done before 70 to 80 students right now, because I was a very different person before. And not just that, you can also interact in your social, the events that SRM itself conducts. So since my first year of SRM, I was given an opportunity by my class teacher, and also HOD and dean, to host the events. I was doing comparing for almost all of the BCA events that was there. And I still remember the first day I was on stage, I was shivering, and I couldn't hold the mic. So there were almost like 100 people, and that was my first breakout to what my fears were. So all of this will definitely give you a really good boost in your system, where you can interact, and you can learn so many skills that you're lacking in. I wouldn't say you're lacking, you're just to explore. So yeah, definitely when you explore all of that. And even during internships, I've also done a couple of internships during the COVID time. So since I was just bored sitting at home and studying, I started contacting, that's the main thing. You need to contact, you need to approach, you need to network a lot. So just send requests randomly on LinkedIn. And that's, since it's a professional platform, you wouldn't have any kind of negative issues. So you can contact a lot of people, you can ask them what's going in and around. You can also ask them opportunities if at all there's any internships available. And also, don't bother for paid internships. I worked in a few internships which were paid and which were also not paid. So please don't bother about the paid internships, because it's all about learning process initially. So even if you're getting into a company where they're paying pretty less, below average, but please don't bother about that, because it's all about learning, as I said. So the first 5 years should be all about learning, exploring, and as a personality, you'll have to gain a lot. So that is your main motive as a student. So yeah. Yes, sir.
Students, do you have any doubt regarding your internship? Like, because now you are in internship phase and you people face difficulty like how to select the organization, right? So we were discussing in previous last week, I think. So if you have any doubt, you can very well discuss with Pallavi. She's here to help you out. Do you have any doubt like how to select the organization, or some people had the doubt like I have completed the course in different domain, and what if I go and work with some other organization which is not related to my domain? There were discussion in that way. Do you have any doubt related to your internship or your project? You can feel free and you can clarify your doubts. Students,
ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் யாருமே பேச மாட்டாங்களே.
நிறைய
No, I
பேர்
can understand. I can understand, sir. I was also in the platform.
Yeah, because they were discussing actually last week. They were discussing about the same concept. That is the reason we arranged a
program
workshop like this. Sorry, webinar like this.
Okay. I mean, in case
Deepthi, many were there, but nobody is opening their mouth. Prithvi, yes, Deepthi.
Yeah, you selected Coursera, right, Pallavi?
yes, Deepthi.
Did you get any project completion certificate, like you did a mini project or something?
That was not like a project. It was just given by the college, instead of a actual internship, we did that as a course. So that was just like an internship.
Yeah, even we are doing that right now, but then our staffs are asking we need a project completion certificate, so that's why I'm asking.
Project completion as in the Coursera completion certificate, right? If I'm not wrong, you'll have to run the program and coding which they show in Coursera page. So you'll have to complete all the levels which they've mentioned in that course. So, and when you complete, you'll have totally 3 certificates if I'm not wrong. So you'll have 3 levels. So the first level will completely be of theory and learning. And second level, you'll start having some small codes that you'll have to do as a homework, and you'll have to share the screenshots, and you'll also have question and answer page during the course. So you can complete that. And third level, again, you'll have a pretty long, you'll have to install the languages. So since I've done in Python, I'll have to install and, run the program and share that screenshot in the Coursera platform. So then you complete your course, and 3 levels will be done, and you'll get all 3 certificates. You'll have to download in the end. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thanks.
I think now you people are doing only the first level. I think so. Isn't
Yes,
it, Deepthi?
Yes,
No,
ma'am.
ma'am. In Udemy, actually,
it is
they
different.
give only one certificate
Okay,
at the
okay.
end.
You are choosing Udemy as platform, right?
Yeah, they give all the challenges throughout the course, but they give only one certificate at the end.
Okay, so in that case, you are supposed to opt for some other organization who is providing internships. Right, we are supposed to search the organization who provide internship for us, and then you must register and you need to attend some kind of interview, and then you may get the project completion certificate, which is required by your concerned subject coordinator, right? So Pallavi, can you just guide the students like how they should search for the organization who is offering internships?
Okay. So the first thing I would say, please do prepare your resume in a nice way, as in mention all your degrees and the percentages and your skills, especially. That's what they're looking for. So all the extracurricular activities that you have done in school, you have done in college. So that is really important. So prepare your resume first. And next, if you all are not there on LinkedIn, please do create an account there and start interacting. As in, first you'll have to connect with a lot of people on LinkedIn. So you'll have to send requests, and mostly few people may not accept because they're all a real professions, a real time profession. So they might be really busy, and yeah, so that is not a hindrance. But still, you can connect on LinkedIn. And there's also another app called Internshala. So that's where most of the internships are posted. So they also they especially take in only freshers or even during the college itself. So even students can apply in Internshala. So that, I would say, that's the best platform to apply there. So Internshala is really good. You can go ahead with Internshala. So more than LinkedIn, I guess Internshala would help all the students. So once you prepare your resume, you can there's no there's no percentage of what you'll apply to the how many companies and all that. So you can keep on applying to how much ever you want. And there's a lot of multiple companies. You can also Google as in where you want to do an internship. So if you have no idea, just start applying, start sending your resume to every company that you find. So when you get a response from them, then you can decide upon which company you want to work for, and which job description suits you. So I guess Internshala is really good. You can go ahead with that.
Okay. Students, do you have any other doubts or clarification?
From C section, you may
C-section
anyone
students,
will ask. You may ask questions now.
students, if you have any doubt, you can ask. Nambirajan,
Kavi Subramaniam irupane.
Kavi Subramaniam, yeah, Nambirajan is there, Rahul is there.
Hello.
Students,
No doubts, ma'am.
no doubts, okay. So Pallavi, can you just, last question, can you just explain how did you select your project title?
That was not done by me exactly. So I was working in Byju's. So my senior, she was almost 3 years passed out, and she did BTech. So she referred me about blockchain technology since she did in her college, and it was really nice. It was appreciated by her professors, and they did keep the physical copy of the project. So she recommended me that I do in blockchain technology and the bank transfer authentication system and all that. She explained me that. So when I put this idea to my team, we also went and researched about how we can do this, because it's not that easy how you think. So you'll have to do a lot of research. You'll have to go to a lot of institutions where they do projects, and you'll have to get a lot of advice from people. And yeah, project is not so easy, but you can definitely do a research and get hold of it. Yeah, and also you can definitely ask your seniors what they've done, maybe 3-4 year passed out seniors, and you can ask them about what's booming, and they can also help you, not entirely, but they can help you in advising you.
Okay.
Yes.
Students, any doubt?
Varun Selvaraj. Hello.
If you want, you can also approach me on the social media handles. We can also have one-to-one conversation. So if you all are okay for that.
Okay, ma'am. Ma'am, ஏதாவது question ரெடி முடிச்சுங்க விடுங்க. பசங்க
Okay,
யாரும்
sir.
கேட்கலாம்.
Okay, sir. Shall I wind up, sir?
Yes, madam. Yes.
Okay. So I take this opportunity to thank our management for giving us such an opportunity to organize such kind of events. I thank our Dean SNH for being a great support for us. I thank our VP Academic and VP Admin for their support. I thank our beloved head, Department of BCA, for his guidance throughout the year and the event. I thank our speaker, Ms. Pallavi, for readily accepting our invitation. At last, I thank our very own students for making the event grand success as participants. Thank you all.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, Pallavi.
Thank
Thanks
you,
for your
thank you,
support.
Pallavi.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you
sir.
for
Thank
joining
you,
us.
ma'am. And thank you, students. Thank you.
Thank you.